Hello friends at home. In this video, I will be doing today's religion test with you. I'm here with your friends in the classroom. They're being very quiet because they know that during a test we don't talk. So we are going to begin on this side of the test. It says Unit 3A at the bottom and it has the pictures along this side of the page. So the first thing I do is always the same. I take out my pencil and write down my name. Please make sure that you write your name on your paper so you don't lose a point on your test, okay? Okay, so for this first part, it says write the answers to the questions using the words below. So these are the words they're talking about. This one says the Eucharist. This one says the Gospel. This one says Jesus. And this one says Zacchaeus. So you're going to listen to me read the questions and then decide which one of these is the answer. And you will copy that answer onto the line. Do you all understand? Here we go. Who is the Son of God? If you think the Son of God is the Eucharist, write the Eucharist. If you think the Son of God is the Gospel, write the Gospel. If you think the Son of God is Jesus, write Jesus. And if you think the Son of God is Zacchaeus, write Zacchaeus. All right, let's take a look at number 2. It says, what is the holy meal that Jesus shares with us at Mass? If you think the holy meal we share at Mass is the Eucharist, write the Eucharist. If you think the holy meal we share at Mass is the Gospel, write the Gospel. If you think the holy meal we share at Mass is Jesus, write Jesus. And if you think the holy meal we share at Mass is Zacchaeus, write Zacchaeus. All right, let's take a look at number 3. Who said I'm sorry if I cheated anyone? If you think the person that said they were sorry if they cheated anyone was the Eucharist, write the Eucharist. If you think the person who said they were sorry if they cheated anyone was the Gospel, write the Gospel. If you think the person who said they were sorry if they cheated anyone was Jesus, write Jesus. And if you think the person who said they were sorry if they cheated anyone was Zacchaeus, write Zacchaeus. Do you have a question, or you just let me know you're done? Let me know you're done? Okay. And number 4, the last one. It should be a gimme because it should be your last word left, but I'll read it just in case. It says, what do we call the good news of Jesus? If you think we call the good news the Eucharist, write the Eucharist. If you think we call the good news of Jesus the Gospel, write the Gospel. If you think we call the good news of Jesus Jesus, then write Jesus. And if you think we call the good news of Jesus Zacchaeus, write Zacchaeus. And when you are finished, go to the top of the next page. For this one, we'll just be circling our answers. Number 1 says, Jesus' mother is blank. If you think Jesus' mother is Mary, circle Mary. If you think Jesus' mother is Gabriel, circle Gabriel. This one says Mary. This one says Gabriel. Who is Jesus' mama? Number 2, the holy meal that Jesus shared with his friends on that Holy Thursday. Was that the Last Supper or was that the Gospel? The holy meal that Jesus shared with his friends. Was that the Last Supper or was that the Gospel? Circle your answer. Number 3, we ask God to forgive us when we say blank. Do we say, Lord, have mercy when we ask for forgiveness? Or do we say, blessed be God? Do we say, Lord, have mercy? Or do we say, blessed be God? What do we say when we want God to forgive us? Lord, have mercy or blessed be God? Number 4, when we choose to do wrong, we are good or we sin. When we choose to do wrong, not when we accidentally do wrong, not when we make a mistake and screw up and do wrong, but when we purposely do something wrong. We make the choice. We are good or we sin. And number 5 says prayers that we sing are called stories or psalms. Those prayers that we sing, are they called stories or psalms? And when you're done, turn over your paper. All right, for this one, we're going to be connecting sentences. So you know I always like us to draw shapes around the answers. Not only does it make it easier when you're connecting so you don't accidentally connect to the wrong one, but it makes it easier for Mrs. Hatkoff and for me when we're checking them because we can see, okay, the 2 triangles are a match, the 2 squares are a match, and so on. So even if your lines get a little wiggly squiggly, we can still see your connection. So make sure you're doing that, okay? So number 1 says a helper or a messenger from God. So if a helper or a messenger from God, I'm going to put a circle around that. If you think a helper or a messenger from God is a tabernacle, circle tabernacle. If you think a helper or messenger from God is an angel, circle angel. If you think a helper or messenger from God is forgive, circle is forgive. If you think a helper or messenger from God is and voice, circle and voice. Or if you think a helper or messenger from God is our Savior, circle our Savior. And then once you've circled it, connect the circles. Number 2, I'm going to put a triangle around it. So we're going to do triangles for this one. It says, God sent his own son to be what? If you think God sent his own son to be the tabernacle, put a triangle around the tabernacle. If you think God sent his own son to be an angel, put a triangle around an angel. If you think God sent his own son to be is forgive, put a triangle around is forgive. If you think God sent his own son to be and voice, put a triangle around and voice. And if you think God sent his only son to be our Savior, put a triangle around our Savior. And once you put your triangle around your answer, connect your triangles. For number 3, I'm going to draw a square around the dot. So draw a square. It says, after Mass, the Eucharist is kept in blank. Where do we keep the Eucharist after Mass? If you think we keep it in the tabernacle, put a square around the tabernacle. If you think we keep it in an angel, put a square around an angel. If you think we keep it in is forgive, put a square around is forgive. If you think we keep it in and voice, put a square around and voice. And if you think we put it in our Savior, put a square around our Savior. And once you've drawn your square, connect your squares. Number 4, I am going to put a heart around the dot, and do your best to draw a heart. They don't have to be perfect hearts. It says a word that means to excuse or to pardon. If you think a word that means to excuse or to pardon is the tabernacle, put a heart around the tabernacle. If you think a word that means to excuse or to pardon is an angel, put a heart around an angel. If you think a word that means to excuse or pardon is to forgive, put a heart around forgive. If you think a word that means to excuse or pardon is and voice, put a heart around and voice. And if you think that a word that means to excuse or pardon is our Savior, put a heart around our Savior, and then connect your hearts. And for the last one, I am going to put a star. It says Jesus prayed with his heart, mind. If you think Jesus prayed with his heart, mind, the tabernacle, put a star on the tabernacle. If you think Jesus prayed with his heart, mind, an angel, put a star on an angel. If you think Jesus prayed with his heart, mind, is forgive, put a star on his forgive. If you think Jesus prayed with his heart, mind, and voice, put a star on and voice. And if you think Jesus prayed with his heart, mind, our Savior, put a star on our Savior. And when you're done, connect your stars. Victoria, do you have a question?
No, it's just like, I already filled all of them, but it's forgive, it's
All right, I'll take a look at it in a minute, okay? All right, for the 3 boxes, I will tell you what to do, and then you will do it. If you forget what to do, the directions are there so you can just read them again. In this box, draw or write about your favorite place to pray. Where's your favorite place to pray? Is it in your bedroom? Is it in your classroom? Is it in a church? In your car? Where's your favorite place to pray? Draw or write about it here. In this box, it says Jesus shares a holy meal at Mass. Write something that shows us that holy meal at Mass. Draw a picture of it. We just went to church this morning virtually, and we watched the priest change that bread and wine. Draw a picture of it. And then number 2 says, I can pray with a gospel story. Draw me a picture of your favorite story about Jesus from the Bible. Okay? So this one, where do you like to pray? This one, show me the Eucharist at Mass. This one, draw your favorite story about Jesus. Okay? Take your time. Do your best on this. If you're 6, give me 6 colors. If you're 7, give me 7 colors. If you're 15, give me 15 colors. And when you're done doing your best work, you can turn it into the blue basket. Friends at home, you'll upload pictures of both sides. See you later.